my queen, my queen. Oh, she, oh, she. Beautiful, wonderfully made. She's heaven's angel, so strong, even in struggle, yeah. When life comes like a storm from every angle, she rises above it all, the backbone of every home. Nothing compares to all she do. The true meaning of every family. She's the glue. Yeah. Where would we be without you? You brought us Martin, Malcolm, and Obama. Yeah. And Jesus too. Oh, she's sophisticated, strong, simply amazing, humble, honest, and helpful, educated, ebony, eccentric, empowering. She's a queen, she's a queen. You gotta treat her like a queen. Oh, Her strength is amazing. Life inside, 9 months she's carrying. Back to work, cause the family she's carrying. Society don't give her just due, but she prevails and stands tall. A champion, a true woman. But nothing compares to all she do. Yeah, the true meaning of every family. She's the glue. Yeah, oh. Where would we be without you? Yeah, you brought us Martin, Malcolm, and Obama, and Jesus too. Oh, she is sophisticated, strong, yeah, simply amazing, humble, honest, and helpful. Not only that you are educated, yes you are, eccentric, empowering. You're mine, she's a queen. You're mine, you're my. Treat her like no price could be put on how much she's worth. So valuable, she's the soul of the earth. Yeah. All a part of God's genius plan. Powerful as she can be. The man's ATLP. Yes, sophisticated, strong, simply amazing. She is humble, honest, and helpful. What I like about her is she's educated. She's my ebony. Empowering. Yeah. She's my queen. Sophisticated, strong, simply amazing. She's amazing to me. Humble, honest, if you ever had one. She's educated, she's my queen. She built me up, she keeps me going now. Sophisticated, strong, she's my queen. Simply amazing. She's simply amazing. She is, oh my, she's my queen. Educated, ebony, she's educated and she's empowering. She is my queen.
Well, hello.
and welcome back to another. Let's see if I can get this chair closer. Welcome back to another Let's Talk with R.C. Blakes. I am so excited tonight to be able to share with you. See, my head has a lot of lint on it, but that's all right. Y'all know me. I love you. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Why don't you talk to me in the comments? Let me know how you're making out, what's going on in your part of the world. Just let me know what's going on, man. I'm so excited tonight about what we have to discuss. I think it's going to be very, very helpful, but I need you to get some people to come in and to be a part of this conversation tonight. This is going to be very, very, very helpful, especially for the ladies tonight. This is going to be extremely helpful for the ladies tonight. I want to talk tonight about what changes when a man, let me get my little stuff set up here. What changes when a man has found the one? What changes when a man has found the one? Because a man can be of a certain demeanor. A man can live a certain kind of way all of his life. And then when he finds the one, that same man can change everything. And what can happen is people can look at that guy and say, well, you know, he'll never do this, he'll never be that, it's not going to last. And people just don't realize that in the case of this present relationship, this man has just found the one. And, you know, a man does not necessarily change for a woman, but the right woman causes a man to change. Now ask me how I know that. I didn't change for Lisa, but for Lisa, I absolutely changed. In fact, I changed for God, I changed for purposes of self. But when I realized who Lisa was to me, it simply fueled my evolution. And so I want to talk tonight about what changes when a man has found the one. And these are things that, you know, men can look for. These are things even that ladies can look for in a man, because I believe personally, out of personal experience, that these things that I'm going to lay out for us tonight are pretty consistent, you know, across the board, pretty consistent generationally. You know, some say, okay, well, you know, RC, you're from a certain generation and you don't really know what's going on today. Well, I mean, come on, man. The principles for making a strong, healthy relationship or family are the same today as they were thousands of years ago. Those principles do not change. Now, the nuances, the dynamics may change, you know, like it's probably a reality today that a man and a woman both have to work, right? But the same reality 4,000 years ago, that a masculine man is the only kind of man that can keep the attention of a feminine woman. A feminine woman is the only kind of woman that can keep the attention of a masculine man. Those things are still the same. And so the principles that make for 29 years of marriage, successful marriage, might I add,
between Lisa and I are the same principles that are going to make for a successful marriage in 2024, 2025. I read one guy in the comments of a certain platform say, oh, we're going to stop listening to old dudes like RC. Well, I mean, that's cool. You cannot listen to me, but, you know, if you can show me a model in present culture that is working, especially in the Black community, if you can show me a model that you all have come up with in your generation that's working, all I see y'all doing is fighting with women and women mad with y'all. So if you can show me a model that's working in your current culture and generation, I'll bow and mind my business. But I don't see nothing y'all got that's working. And the same stuff I used is stuff my daddy used, is stuff his daddy used, or, you know, that generation. Okay, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent, but my nerves got bad. But what changes when a man has found the one? Proverbs 31, 10 through 12 says, who can find a virtuous woman, a woman that honors herself, a woman that respects herself, you know, a woman that loves herself, a woman that manages herself like she's of value. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies, a woman that does not just give herself away, but values herself and demands that her value be respected. The Bible then says, the heart of her husband doth safely trust in her. Because when this kind of woman is found, she is wifed, because she is recognized as wife. And so when the man that would be a husband finds this woman, the Bible says, the heart of a husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. So when this man finds her, he finds something that is priceless, something that is rare. And every woman needs to make certain that she keeps herself in that lane where she is priceless and rare and never common or cheap. But when this man finds her, it brings out things in this man that, dare I say, no other woman had ever seen. I think I have about 6 things that I want to give you, and then I'm out of your way. Number 1, when a man finds a wife, when a man finds this woman, the one, when a man finds the one, he loses his fear of commitment. When a man finds the one, he loses his fear of commitment. You see, let me tell you something. Ladies, let me tell you something. If a man is bouncing back and forth between, you know, statements like, I love you, but you know, I'm a commitment phobe. I'm afraid to commit. You ain't the one. Now, let me change that. You are not the one for him. You know why you're not the one for him? It's because he's not wise enough yet to see you. And let me also add this. A lot of times you are not recognized as the one, and it has absolutely nothing to do with your virtue. It has everything to do with the lack of development in that man. You know, when I make statements like, Lisa's the first woman in my life that I've ever been faithful to. Well, that's not to suggest that all of the other women in my life were inferior to Lisa, because there were some amazing women that I, got a chance to know in my life. I was inferior in terms of my personal development at that time. When Lisa and I came, I almost missed her. But when Lisa and I came together, everything aligned. My personal development, and when I developed personally, I was able to what? See her. Going back to our testimony, a lot of the reason I was able to see her and break through the fear of commitment is because she valued and honored herself. When I said, I don't think I want to be married, she said, okay. You have to be enough woman, you have to love yourself enough to be able to walk away from a situation that dishonors you. Many times you got to be able to walk away from a man for a man to be able to see you. Sometimes a man can't see that you're the one because you're too busy campaigning like a politician trying to prove to him you're the one. No, any man, you got to prove to him that you're the one. But the first thing that happens is that he overcomes his fear of commitment. Any man that's always talking about, I'm just afraid to commit, I'm afraid. He's tying up your time, sweetheart. He's wasting your time. He's wasting your time. He's giving you empty hope. I love you. I love you. I promise you I love you. And I want to marry you. But I'm just afraid of commitment. You know, I was committed to a woman so many years ago and it didn't go well. And I'm just afraid of messing a good thing up. No, he wants to maintain status quo. He wants to keep you in the middle of the bed without a commitment. Right? But when a man really sees you and he says, ooh, man, this the one. This the one. He go and get, I know this is a poor example of a ring, but he go and get a ring. He gonna put a ring on it. He gonna ask you, will you be my? He gonna make all the necessary arrangements to talk with your dad, your mama, and anybody else that's very important to you. Because when a man finds the one, he overcomes his fear of commitment. If you got a man that's just tying you up and he's constantly shooting you that BS about he's afraid to commit, he really loves you, but he's afraid to commit, he don't see you as the one yet. And you got to know that you're the one to empower a man many days to know that you're the one. If you treat yourself like, okay. When a man meets a woman who truly knows her worth and values herself, it changes his perspective. This is all I'm saying, and this is all I'm saying when I say to you, you gotta stop getting naked on social media. The moment you get naked on the social media, half naked on the social media, you automatically you blind any potential suitor from being able to see you. Your nakedness is blinding a man from your true virtue. And the only reason you're getting naked is because society has ingrained in you insecurities that make you feel like you got to compete for a man's attention. No, the only thing you have to do to gain the attention of a husband is to be that virtuous woman. He's going to find you. He's going to pay whatever price he has to pay for you, right? That's all you got to do. You ain't got to get naked. You don't have to pull down no other woman. You ain't got to get out here competing for no man. You ain't got to do none of that. He no longer feels, when you value yourself, this man will no longer feel the need to seek validation or excitement elsewhere. because he recognizes the richness of what he's found in you. And this does what? It empowers him to overcome his fear of commitment, because one of a man's greatest fears relative to committing to a woman is what he might miss out on. If I commit to you, it might be something better coming along. Well, once I saw Lisa for who she was, I wasn't worrying about nothing better. No. And I ain't worried about nothing better. In 29 years, there was no longer fear of, well, if I commit to you, I'm going to miss out on something. I ain't missed out on nothing. I got mine. Come on now. I got mine. And when a man has found the one, he automatically loses that fear of commitment. Any man that articulates or demonstrates a fear of commitment towards you, you have to know does not view you as the one. Right? So he may be in that little zone where I was, where he's like, I don't think I want to get married. I'm not sure. And you got to be in that same place Lisa was. You got to be able to say, okay, cool. I'm out. Heart may be broken, but you got to be gone. You got to be out, because sometimes you got to disappear for people to see you. And don't disappear, hoping that, oh, he gonna see me now. He coming after me. No. You got to go back to the example of my wife. You got to disappear and you got to move on with your life. Lisa literally moved on with her life. You got to disappear and move on with your life. It was nobody but God that made Lisa say yes to me when I came back, because she had moved on with her life. And so must you, because a man that views you as the one of the things that will change in that man versus, every other little guy you've dealt with, or even this guy, is that he's going to lose that fear of commitment. He's going to be ready to make a commitment. Now, number 2. Okay, here's a big one right here. He cleans his life of previous women. Now, let me let you in on something. I know this is going to be like a revelation to many of you, but just buckle up. This is new information to you. I know it. Most men do not deal with just one woman. I know you didn't know it. Most men, even when they get ready to settle down, have some other women hanging in the wings that they're either going to have the mindset, okay, I'm going to play around and I'm going to juggle all of this, or they have the grown man mindset that I found the one, this is all I need, I'm done, I'm out of here, I'm done with that life. And now they have the very difficult task of cleaning their lives of all of these previous women. Now, a man committed to the one that he really loves will naturally want to what? Eliminate distractions and past relationships that could hinder his new commitment. And why is this? It's because when a man finds the one, he's found his wife. When a man finds the one, he's found the one he's ready to be with only. When I came back and I said to Lisa, I want you to be my wife, I was a husband at that time. I wasn't a husband when I first left. I was a husband when I came back. I was ready to be with one woman. And so I needed that thing to be honorable. Now, thankfully, in my case, God had already started bringing me through a process of purging. And so, I had eliminated all of the other stuff. I had long ago eliminated all of that. There was nobody for me to have to try to get, move them out the way so I could move forward. But in most cases, brothers have, women that they've dealt with that they got a clean house. And in some cases, brothers are mature enough to communicate that and say, well, I got to deal with this and I got to deal with that, and I need you to be patient with me and X, Y, Z. But this happens when a man has found the one. He begins to clean house. Why? If you look over in Hebrews 13:4, the Bible says marriage is to be held. This is the Amplified Version. It says marriage is to be held in honor among all, that is regarded as something of great value. And the marriage bed undefiled by immorality or by any sexual sin, for God will judge the sexually immoral and the adulterous. So the reason a man that has found the one begins to clean house relative to all of these other pseudo relationships, these bogus relationships, these sexual soul ties, probably even, is because he views his relationship with the one as something holy in the eyes of God. And he's not going to taint it. I don't care what y'all say. God can deal with a man's heart, clean a man up, and raise a man up where he has a righteous intent. And he comes to a point where he says, no, I found the one. I got to get rid of all of this other stuff. And again, in some cases, he's mature enough to actually come to you and say, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm this is what I'm dealing with. I'm putting some stuff away because I'm really serious about this. I need you to be patient with me. Because, this brings me even to the third thing, which is when a man has found the one, he gets very honest. He gets very honest. Who is it? My brother, Latarius, says, dear future wifey, he says the difference between honesty and transparency. He says honesty is telling the truth when you're asked. Transparency is telling the truth about something that a person would never even think to ask. Well, when a man has found the one, he becomes so honest that he becomes transparent even. He begins to share things with you pertaining to his life, pertaining to his situation, his struggles, maybe even point number 2, women that he's dealt with, that he's trying to, put this away, to the point where the one, the woman that is the one, quite often is able to say to others that are maybe angry about him shifting up on them, and maybe call or find a way to contact her and tell her, well, we did X, Y, Z, and this is what we had. And the woman that is the one is able to say, yeah, he told me. He told me about that. I was able to tell Lisa about everything because she was the one. I had never told a woman all of that. She was the one. I could divulge all of that information because I knew I wasn't going back to that. I wasn't going to have a double life to try to protect. And so when a man, when a man has found the one of the things that changes about that man is that he becomes so very honest that he becomes transparent even. Now, honesty becomes paramount when a man finds the one. He feels safe. Listen to this very carefully. He feels safe enough to be vulnerable and truthful, which what? Strengthens the foundation of the relationship. You see, because one of the things that makes the one or this woman the one is her emotional intelligence and her maturity. She's able to handle this. You see, a woman is not the one. He can't be completely honest with her about everything because, you know, she gonna kick her shoes off. She gonna drive by somebody's job. You know, she gonna get on social media and make a complete mess of things. But when a man has found the one, a wife, a dignified, virtuous woman that manages her life carefully because she understands her value and her worth, he trusts her with all of that information. He's able to be what? Extremely honest with her. Let's see. Number 4. Now let's dig into this one right here. Because now what we're getting ready to deal with now is going to really challenge, this is going to really challenge how healthy you are as a woman. Because number 4, when a man finds the one, watch this, he handles her very gently. I was watching just a snippet of a podcast. I didn't care to go and watch the whole podcast. The snippet was enough for me, where young women were arguing with young men, or a young man specifically, about the young man was saying, speaking of sexual interaction between men and women, the young man was saying when a man views a woman as that one, he doesn't handle her aggressively or in a filthy manner, just trying to keep this, proper. And he says because he respects her, he views her as the one. So he has a different level of respect for her. He handles the woman that he views as the one, he handles her gently. And the young women were saying, well, we don't want that. We want you to SLUT us out. The young women told the young man, we want y'all to SLUT us out. I can't even say it. You talk about broken consciousness on steroids. This young man is saying, when we view you as the one, we handle you gently. They said, well, we ain't asked for that. We want y'all to SLUT us out. And what that said to me was, a woman who is broken in her consciousness is not even prepared to receive a husband. Because a husband is not going to SLUT his wife out. Now, where did these young women get this idea that we want to be SLUT'd out? Well, they got it from premature encounters sexually. They got it from social conditioning, the music, society, the culture that has worked diligently to turn our women into SLUTs in their own minds, because if we can get you to go there in your mind, we can get you to live there in your behavior. And now we got you to a point where you're begging your men to SLUT you out rather than treat you like a wife. But one thing you got to understand is when a man has found the one, he's going to handle you gently. Problem is going to come in when your broken soul is not attracted to the gentleman and you reject him. and you start making statements like, just something about him. Well, the thing, it's not really anything about him. It's something about you. You need deliverance. You need therapy. It's in the link, in the description. You need counseling. You need somebody to talk to you, because when a man has found the one, he's going to handle her gently. He's not going to roughneck you. Care what you say. When a man loves you and respects you and views you as wife material, he will leave you before he treats you like an SLUT. I don't care how bad you want it. Because finding the one often transforms a man's behavior, making him more gentle and tender and considerate. His gentleness reflects a deep respect and love for his woman. That's why he's called a gentle man. Don't make no mistakes about it. He can still break somebody's jaw in the street, but when he comes home and he's dealing with his woman, he's going to handle her gently and very preciously. Problem is when he's seeing her and he's handling her like china, but she wants to be handled like plastic because of her broken consciousness. This is why the Bible says in Ephesians 5:25, husbands, love your wives. This is the Amplified Version. Seek the highest good for her and surround her with a caring, unselfish love. See, a man knows that the best thing for you is not to be SLUT'd out. You need to be delivered. You need your mind purged of all of these soul ties, because that's where you get that from. It goes on to say, just as Christ also loved the church and gave himself up for her. I've never called Lisa out of her name. I've never dealt with her aggressively. I've never put my hands on her. Come on now, she's never had to be afraid of me. Come on, y'all. You know why? Well, it's because I'm a decent person. Let's start there. But also because it's my wife. If you want a man to see you as a wife, babe, you got to get all that street trash out your brain. You got to get all that out. You got to become a wife from the inside out. See, if you sitting there in your mind and you like, I want a man to just grab me by the neck and choke me out. Come on, man. When a husband show up, you ain't going to even be able to appreciate him. You're going to be talking about, he's boring. He's too safe. That man more dangerous than any of them thugs you're running up and down the street with. He just views you as something you don't see yourself as. And the sad thing is, by the time you wake up to understand how that man saw you, he's going to be going on with somebody else and build a wonderful family. And you're going to be around here looking for a man, another man, hopefully to see you like that. You don't get a man to see you like that every day. When a man sees you as wife and loves you and honors you and wants to handle you gently, you don't get that every day. Most of these cats running game on you, want to treat you like, you know. So a woman has to be aware of her own emotional health to fully appreciate the man's gentleness without being turned off by it. Because a man ain't cussing you and hollering at you and slamming his hand on the table like he ready to punch you in the jaw. Because a man not punching holes in the wall doesn't make him less of a man. It just makes him a gentle man. It makes him a man that is in control of himself, a safe man. You see, love is gentle. Bible says that. Lust is aggressive. Love has limits. lust has none. And sometimes what you're looking for is, see, you want to mix all of this up. You want to be loved and lusted at the same time. No, there's a satisfaction in love when you get your soul healed. But when your soul is broken, I know I'm going to get a lot of disagreement on that, because anything that makes perfect, good common sense, people find every reason to find all they got to do is make perfect, good common sense. They'll find a reason. I don't agree with it. I know you don't. You ain't got a whole lot of electricity between your ears. Number 5. Number 5. All right, here we go. What changes in a man when a man has found the one? He doesn't fear commitment. Number 2, he cleans his life of all previous women. He ain't got all of this stuff hanging around. Number 3, he gets very honest to the point that he becomes transparent. He's an open book. Number 4, he handles her very gently. Number 5, he focuses on her happiness. You see, most women have been conditioned to be attracted to men that are focused on their own happiness. But when a man views you as the one, and he feels like he has found the one, he focuses on her happiness. Because a man who believes he has found his partner becomes deeply invested in her joy. And this focus on his woman's happiness is not about losing himself, but about creating a joyful partnership with his woman. See, he knows he can't make her happy, but he adds to that happiness. You know, one of the things you will find if you pay attention, one of the things that you will find about a woman that is really being loved well, loved, properly in most cases, is that there's a lot of laughter. Because a man that loves a woman, he works overtime to make her laugh. Sometimes she laughs at him because his jokes are so horrible, but he tries so hard. And it's just the effort to make her laugh that eventually makes her laugh. It's because a man that really loves a woman, he will invest himself in her happiness. He wants to be a source of her happiness. Come on now. He makes love to her soul. He makes her laugh. I wake up every day trying to make my wife laugh. Every day I try to make my wife laugh. Unless I'm mad with her, then I'll take, a 12, 18-hour break maybe. Then I'm back to it. I want to make my wife laugh. I want to make my wife happy. Now, let me say this to you as well. This is this is good stuff right here. When you have a man that really loves you, and I'm talking like I'm talking to a generation of women who have not experienced what being loved by a healthy man looks like. And I know a lot of you fit into that category. You didn't get a chance to see it with your father and your mother. You didn't experience it with anybody else. Well, when a man really loves you, he works overtime to make you happy. That means he'll buy things until he figures out what you like, He'll do things until he figures out what makes you happy, what you respond to. What you don't want to do is to have a man that is bending over backwards, focused on your happiness, and you're not responding. Because when a woman has been broken, a lot of times it's uncomfortable for you to have a man that is investing as much into trying to make you happy, a man that makes you the focus, It's uncomfortable for you. Well, you gotta learn to step out of that, becoming more emotionally intelligent, and recognize what's going on. You have a man here that is expressing his love for you in a most serious way, and you gotta respond to it. You gotta be able to say, "Thank you," or "Man, this is kind of you. This is nice of you. I love this." You know, if you don't love it, you know, I really love the fact that you go out of your way to try to do X, Y, Z for me, but I think I would prefer this color over that color. He ain't gonna get offended by that. Can I change the color? You know, or, you know, I prefer this flower over that flower. He's fishing for what makes you happy. All he needs is for you to just respond. Because when a man views you as the one, this man, unlike the others, is going to focus on what moves you, what makes you happy, what causes you to tick, what brings you joy. You don't let that go unrewarded. And the reward is not climbing into the bed, giving him a whole lot of illegal sex. The reward is making him know you appreciate it, you see it, you recognize it, that it moves you, that it does make you happy, that he's made you happy, that the effort alone is enough, you know. But when you've been disappointed and broken, unconsciously, you don't realize that you're not responding to something that is very special. And so you got to be able to pause and have some emotional intelligence in those moments and be able to say, this man is really going out of his way, and it's my own brokenness that is preventing me from responding properly. I got to say thank you. I got to make him know he's doing good. Because if you don't respond to a man that's doing good, you can then in turn break a good man. And the good he's done for you, he may never do for another. Look what the Bible says in Deuteronomy chapter 24 and verse 5. It says, when a man hath taken a new wife, he shall not go out to war, neither shall he be charged with any business. But he shall be free at home 1 year and shall cheer up his wife, which he hath taken. In other words, he's going to make it a mission. He's going to make his wife's happiness and joy a mission. You know, now it's been said, happy wife, happy life. You don't hear me saying that a lot, right? I've probably said it because, you know, it's just something that we say. But the reality is both of y'all got to be happy, you know? But this is also true. When a woman is happy, we raise healthier children. We have a healthier home environment, right? And a woman's happiness is largely driven by how her husband handles her. Because if he's a masculine man and she's a feminine woman, a lot of what she does is going to be to the advancement of her husband. And if it's not recognized and if it's not responded to, it can cause her spirit to sink. So while both parties need to be happy, the reality is the happiness of the woman is largely based in how the man responds to the woman. And watch this. When the man responds to the woman the right way, he empowers the woman to give him what he needs to fuel his happiness or fulfillment in the relationship. Is this making sense to anybody other than my wife? Number 6. And I think this is it. I'm done. Well, no, actually I have 7. Oof. Okay, let me get through this. I'm okay. I got 2 more to go. Let me hurry up. Number 6. What changes in a man when he's found the one? He wants to take care of her. When a man has found the one, he wants to take care of her. Any man that is talking 50-50 does not want to take care of you. Now, let me just take a moment to clear it up. I know people are going to take the soundbite and they're going to run with that like they always do, as if I'm saying every man has to show up with 100% of the finances in a relationship. That's not going to happen in most cases. That didn't happen in our relationship in the very beginning, right? My wife made more money than me. But you know what I did bring to the table? I brought a mindset to be the provider for my wife. And I told her, I'm going to take care of you, right? One of these days, I'm going to be able to take care of you. I brought the mindset because I loved this woman. I had a vision to provide for and to take care of her. Now, would that have meant that at some point I would have said to her, you got to quit your career because I make enough money? Never, ever would I have done that. She only walked away from nursing because of our baby daughter. She stayed home to take care of her, and she got caught up in everything we were doing together, and she never went back to nursing. But she maintains all of her credentials, right? And she's even taking that in a different direction these days. But a man that really views you as the one is going to have a mindset to take care of you. That's not just limited to money. You may always make more money than this man, but he's going to have a mind to take care of you. I was talking with one of our members the other day, a lady who makes a lot of money. She's an entrepreneur. She makes a lot of money. She was asking me questions about this very thing. She has a man that doesn't make as much money as her, but he won't receive anything from her. Whenever they go out, he pays for it. He takes care of himself. And she was like, well, Pastor, should I cancel this because he doesn't make as much money? I said, absolutely not. There are a whole lot of feminine men that make a lot of money. A masculine man shows up with a mindset to take care of his woman. And in the process of that conversation, she said, but you know what? I'm seeing some things that he's doing that with my business acumen, I can lend my wisdom to it, and I can cause him to 3x, 4x, 5x, maybe even 10x what he's doing. Because a man that views you as the one, he may not make as much money as you, but he's going to have a mindset to take care of you in every way. I hope that's clear. I hope that's clear. Because a man that doesn't have a drive to provide for a woman doesn't really know what it is to love a woman. See, like these guys that get on the social media and they want to talk, I don't agree with RCBLAKES talking about that no 50-50. I don't agree with him. They don't know what it is to really love a woman. When a man really loves a woman, he has a drive to take care of that woman. He wants to put that woman in a position where she's pampered, and he wants to put her on that, They don't know. So I don't even hold it against them, because they ain't never really been in love with a woman. They don't know what it is to really love a woman. And they've probably not ever seen a real masculine man love a woman, how a masculine man loves a woman. I remember when my mom just came home one day from work and told my dad she wasn't going back to work no more. And I watched that masculine man say, I should declare, you ain't going back. Okay, I got it. And he managed it. He handled it. And he brought our family to the next level. Because when a man really loves a woman and he views her as the one, he has a vision to take care of that woman. Let me show you a biblical example of this. Over in Genesis 29:18 through 20, we see this modeled in Jacob and Rachel. The Bible says, Genesis 29, starting at verse 18, it says, and Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve talking to her father, says, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter. And Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee than that I should give her to another man. Abide with me, work for her 7 years, in other words. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him. Let me read this real good. I want you to look at me. The Bible says, and the 7 years seemed unto him but a few days for the love he had to her. He worked 7 years, but because he loved her so much, it seemed like just a few days. Because when a man loves a woman right and he views her as the one, it ain't nothing too good for her. So he ain't going to be out here talking about no 50-50. He going to have a vision to provide for his woman. If she may have the greatest career in the world, but if she ever make up her mind that she don't want to do that no more, he already got a vision in place. Might have to change the lifestyle, but I got a vision in place where I'm going to be able to take care of your needs. I got you. And then number 7, what changes in a man when he feels like he's found the one? Number 7, he values her opinions about his life and his decisions. You see, because when a man feels like he has found the one, he's not just enamored with her body. He's also in love with her mind. So he will trust and value her opinions. He respects her wisdom and her insight. And it's this mutual respect that he has for her and she has for him that makes him view her as his chief counsel. Because a man don't typically view a woman as the one that he does not simultaneously view as a smart woman. See, there's a difference between a man viewing a woman as the one versus a man viewing a woman as a trophy. A man can think a woman is a dummy and make a trophy out of her. But when a man views a woman as the one, he feels like he has the whole package, the mind, the body, the spirit. You got all of that in one, and he respects her mind, which means he respects her what? Opinions. And the Bible says in 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 7, in the same way, you husbands live with your wives in an understanding way with great gentleness and tact, and with an intelligent regard for the marriage relationship as with someone physically weaker, since she is a woman. Show her honor and respect as a fellow heir of the grace of life, so that your prayers will be not hindered or ineffective. In other words, if you don't view this woman as an intellectual equal and a spiritual equal, and you take advantage of her because she's physically weaker, it's going to prevent you from reaching your highest self as a man. And so when a man has found a woman that he views as the one, he values her opinions about life, about decisions. That's why it's easy for her to submit to him. It's because he values her opinions. He values her brain. He values her insights. Whew. And so I know I've been long tonight, but my prayer is that something has been said that helps you to understand what it looks like when a man has found the one. Man tell you, oh, you the one, you wifey. And none of these things are present. When a man has found the one, everything changes. Now listen, I need you to go to rcblakes.com, check out all of my online programs. you know, I love this one here, Transcending the Father Wound. Check it out right there at rcblakes.com. You can also check out Soul Ties. Man, I tell you what, people are getting set free and delivered, and this is content that you will have access to for the rest of your life. Now, these programs are not going to remain up. In fact, about it, I'm going to probably pull most of these programs down by January and start producing some new programs. So those of you that have desired any of these programs, Queenology, Training for Reigning, all of that's there. You need to probably go over to RC Blakes and check that out sooner than later. Also, if you've not gotten my latest book, The Training for Reigning, I need you to go and do that. Go to Amazon and pick that up today if you would. I would so appreciate it. I promise you, I would appreciate it. Have you ever followed me on Instagram? Follow me on Instagram at RC Blakes. I'm trying to do a better job with all of my announcements. I want to thank God for all of my moderators that just do an amazing job. Thanks to all of you who have possibly sown into our lives. Lisa and I so appreciate you. Don't forget this. You can go to the link in the description for BetterHelp Counseling. If you have need of counseling for any reason, depression, these are the holidays, and people are dealing with all kinds of thoughts. People are grieving. People are dealing with loneliness. If you go to the link in the description for BetterHelp Counseling, it will afford you 10% off of the cost of their counseling, and they in turn will make a deposit into RC Blakes Ministries for my recommending them to you. Now, also remember this, we're going to Ghana in July. You can still go with us to Ghana. I understand that the numbers are still growing for Ghana, but in December of 2025, we are going, the Blakes family, we're going to South Africa. We're going to Joburg and we're going to Cape Town. You can go to rcblakes.com and you can check out either or both of these travel experiences with Lisa and I or with the Blakes family. Now listen, I love you. I love you with all of my heart. You're on top and you're going higher, right? God has more in store for you. And I am, yes I am, RC Blakes, saying to you once again, we will see you at the top. God bless you. Until next time, I love you. God bless.